conference will now be recorded.
So before I start today's demo, let me introduce myself. Okay, so I have overall here it is 13. I didn't update. It is around 18 years of experience. I started my career with ABAP. Then I moved to SAP UFI, Fiori, ABAP, OData, Fiori, Elements, and I worked on various implementation projects on S4 HANA, and also I worked on BTP on various services in BTP like mobility services. I worked on various cloud applications, programming, CAP applications. I worked on integration suite. Okay, I worked on SAP Build Workflow, SAP Build Process Automation. There are a lot of services which I worked on BTP. So, and currently working. So that is my experience. Coming to the training, so almost past almost between 9 and 10 years, I'm giving training on various topics on SAP UFI, Fiori Elements, S4 HANA, and RAP on BTP on premises, Capm, BTP, Node.js, JavaScript. Okay, these are the various trainings which are integration suite. So these are the various trainings which I'm giving. Okay, so now coming to the today's, it is demo on the cloud application programming in BTP. So what today agenda? So what are the topics which I'll be covering in today is why SAP cloud application programming model is required. Why? So people are talking about various things that we have on premises system. Why we need to go to the BTP. In BTP, why we need to do the cloud application programming model. That is the reason why. What is BTP? Absolutely. Everyone are moving to the BTP. So now what is exactly the BTP? Okay. And what is cloud application programming model is doing in BTP that we are going to discuss. And of course, the back for the framework of the Capm, it is Node and JavaScript. Then we will discuss about the introduction of the Node and the JavaScript. Then we will discuss about the what is now Node.js has become so popular in the market. So why it has become? Because of the single thread model. So we'll discuss about what is that single thread model in Node.js. And then we'll discuss about the design principles of the cloud application programming model. Okay. See, CAP is a framework. So what is that framework? We are going to discuss how the SAP cloud application programming model simplifies our development. Yes, now every client wants faster development. I don't want to wait for huge time for develop. So how this CAP framework will help us to simplify our development, that we are going to discuss. Flavors of the Capm. What are the different flavors of the Capm? We are going to discuss. What are the golden paths of the cloud application programming model, and also its key benefits and qualities. And we will develop one CAP applications. So these are the topics which I'll be covering in today's demo. Clear? Next, why? So everyone's big question. We have on-premises system, we have ABAP development code in SAP world, then why Capm is required, right? So what is the need of the Capm into the picture? Okay, so to understand this one, we need to go the origin, means why SAP cloud application programming model is required, because first, before we should understand why, we have to understand the origin of the Capm has come into the picture. So what is the origin is that, so everyone knows that the history of the classical SAP projects and SAP systems or standard software. Yes, SAP has built one standard application, right? And it means that that standard application, that functionality, okay, many companies similarly need, means they built an application, one ERP application, so that all the most of the companies can use that application. Okay, just mute yourself, please. I think someone's background noise is coming. Just please mute yourself. Yeah. So now the origin of the cloud application programming, and if you want to know, we need to know the classical approach which we are following in our SAP projects. So what SAP has built it, they build one ERP application in such a way that the functionalities which they are offering by SAP, many companies similarly need that functionality. So that is the reason everyone are buying SAP application. Correct? So where we can use that application and we can customize the settings of this functionality to a certain extent. Yes, to adopt the system and process to their approach, many companies access options for enhancement. Yes, absolutely. We take that product from SAP and we use that product. And if you have, every company has its own uh, customizing processes, so we will be extending those customizing processes based on the extensions or enhancements. So that is what which we are doing it, right? So not only that, SAP on-premises system has integrated most of the functionality where you can extend to a system. Okay, you can extend an SAP system into the SAP system. Means in SAP system, you want to do extensions. SAP has provided a programming language called ABAP. Correct. So this ABAP developers allows developers to work efficiently and don't have to worry about common aspects like authentication, setting up a database. Yes, when you are buying the ERP system, that SAP system from SAP, so it is happening in the pre-packed environment, like setting up of the database, authentications, everything is there. There's nothing a developer need to be done. It is a full staff, full environment you are getting it. Okay, there can be net necessary permissions, but SAP system already provided all the users management, loggings, everything. You're giving full pack, you're getting SAP product, correct? So there's nothing developers has to think about or worry about it. Yes, whenever we are purchasing the SAP product, so it is coming in the full pack, setting database, authentications, logging mechanism, everything is there. There's nothing we need to worry about it. Nothing need to worry, and also nothing require a developer to set up everything. Everything is automatically has come. But as the number of enhancements and modifications increases, updates to the SAP system becomes expensive and cumbersome. Right? So you are using the SAP system, you are doing deep enhancements, deep user exits, enhancements, bad is everything in BAP is you are using extending it. You're doing lot of enhancements, a lot of modifications. So what will happen whenever we do too much modifications, too much complex, it will become complex when we try to upgrade the system. Yes or no? Whenever we are trying to upgrade the system, this all this SPOW, SPDD, SPOW underscore enhancement, okay, this all will become too much complex. And whenever we want to do this what I can say, these greenfield implementations. It will be a big project, correct? So now it will become too putting everything in one system is also not good. Means let us assume that like you have a business and all total business in one system. It is not correct approach because when upgrades and migrations and greenfield implementation happens, so total business is in the depends on the that system. So for that, and the only technology we can develop in S/4HANA is ABAP only, whether it is ECC or SAP system. It is only ABAP, correct? We are other than that, there is nothing other technology is not there. So now ABAP resource will become too costly, and also putting in only one technology in one system is not a right approach. Okay, so customers ask for more functionality faster and with a better experience. And then the web has become more important and a SAP released with some intermediate steps called SAP UI5. Yes, after ABAP, we have SAP UI5, a framework for implementing user interfaces with SAP Fiori design guidelines using JavaScript. Yes, using the design guidelines of JavaScript, the SAP UI5 framework has come and we are using that framework and we are developing the web application. This is intermediate. So one more technology has come, but the main core still in ABAP. Even if we have SAP UFI, the backend development still in ABAP. And also keeping the all your business in one system is not the right approach. Okay. And also there is a slogan, keep the core clean. Very important one. Let us understand. Very people now are talking about core clean. Correct. So SAP recommends against making deep enhancements in the core system itself. Okay. So what SAP is telling, if you do, is recommending against deep enhancements in the core system. Keeping too much enhancements in the system is not a correct approach. So over customizing the system also, it's not correct, because it will becomes harder to connect to new applications and new data sources without breaking the system. Customizing is good, but not, it should be a certain limit. Okay, so if we to integrate all things, we have to do lot of deep enhancements, deep integrations. Okay, lot of things. Now, when you do this much complex enhancements, deep enhancements, everything in one system, and let's you trying to implement the greenfield implementation project where you want to upgrade your system or you want to migrate whatever you are going to go into S4HANA, it will be too complex. Now, if we do this all the customizing thing outside the SAP system, this is called the clean core approach. Okay, too much customizing, too much custom developments, it's not a good approach, and too much deep enhancements. So whenever we do upgrade, it will be too much difficult if you put deep enhancements. User exits, baddies. Right? So that is the reason, instead of putting everything, right, you move to the cloud. That is what SAP is telling. So if you if you remove all the deep enhancements or custom objects which you have developed to the CAP or whatever the cloud, okay, now when you're trying to do the greenfield, everything is a standard process. It's very easy to move it. Correct? This is called the clean core approach. One of the thing is called the clean core approach, where if let us assume that you have taken the SAP system, but what you are doing, most of the functionalities you are using SAP standard process. Let us assume, and you want to go to the cloud. It is very easy, right? If you want to go to S4HANA cloud or public cloud, it's very easy because everything is standard. There's nothing you need to do. All your custom you have kept in the cloud, right? So this is called the core clean approach. Now, when we move to the cloud, we'll have too many options. The biggest challenge is creating and maintaining the applications. So in doing so, you need to think about aspect that is taken granted with ABAP, because as I said, the only technology in SAP is ABAP. Okay, now we want to move to the cloud. Now here the challenge will come. All the customers, clients for SAP are familiar with on-premises system. As I clearly said that it is a pre-packed application with connecting database, logging mechanisms, authentication mechanisms, everything is there. So now the client is expecting the same thing in the cloud. Cloud is completely different. So client is expecting, I want a stable framework for business application development during the lifetime of the application, even in the cloud also. But cloud is unstable environment. Today one technology will come and tomorrow another technology will come. So my application which I'm developing in the cloud need to work even if you want to change the underlying infrastructure or business logic. Right? So today one technology will come, tomorrow it will get deprecated, after tomorrow another one will come. So even though it comes, my application should work. That framework client is expecting. Okay, the application need to work even if you want to change the underlying infrastructure or business logic. Okay, app development is complex. Everyone knows that app development is complex. So moving to the cloud also opens up modern programming models and various languages for developers to create innovative applications that are more powerful and scalable. So when you move to the cloud, it's not ABAP. You can develop in Node, you can develop in Java, you can develop in AngularJS, React, any technology. We're using this, going to the cloud where we can create innovative applications by using various services, technologies, everything. But in on-premise, the only technology is ABAP. Then here in the cloud, we are having options. And we not stick with the ABAP resource. Okay, so SAP created. So SAP clients are expecting that they want a framework in such a way that it should be exactly the same as an on-premises system. and they should not worry about the setting up of database and everything. But that is the reason that is the reason clients has to move to the cloud. SAP has come up with a framework called Capm. So SAP created the cloud application programming model with precisely this in mind. Okay, customers familiar with deploying, maintaining, and developing SAP applications has turned to SAP with questions about developing in the cloud. Yes, absolutely. Cloud is unstable environment. All the clients are very worried about moving to the cloud. How the development will happen, how the deploying will happen, maintaining will happens, and how we can develop the applications. It will be a big question mark to the clients. So that is the reason SAP wants the framework to make it easier for the developers to use SAP services systems while taking advantage in the cloud, advantage of the cloud. So SAP has come up with a framework called Capm so that the developer will be life will be very easy by using SAP services and systems while taking advantage in the cloud also. This includes example S4 HANA, public cloud, private cloud, and SAP BTP. So using the Java and JavaScript programming languages also given advantages. This instead of much dependent on the ABAP. So why we are bringing different technologies so that we will make sure our cloud application development project runs smoothly and users have a fantastic experience. Absolutely, the app is only that is not a GUI is not a fantastic user experience. So when you go out in the cloud, go into the cloud, you will have different technologies, and we can build the fantastic applications. UI. Your developers are looking for guidance and best practices for cloud application program development. So the CAPM, the cloud application programming model, guides the developers through the cloud application lifecycle. This is how the CAPM has come into the picture. So it helps developers to focus on application, business logic, and build application that directly addresses business objective. Right? So that is a reason. And also developers will save time by writing code to perform recurring tasks, such as saving data changes. This allows them to build scalable software. Means the framework is providing Capm is framework is providing a lot of facilities. Okay, so finally, SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is an effective way to develop applications and services in the cloud. It provides developers with ability to rapidly develop, test, deploy applications using proven best practices. This framework comprises a mix of widely used open source and SAP tools and technologies. So, understood? Now, using the CAP framework, which will help developers to develop the applications effective way. Not only that, it helps to rapidly develop, test, and deploy applications using the CAP framework, which are very proven best practices. Here, now understood why CAPM has come into the picture. The cloud application programming model is a framework of languages, libraries, and tools for building enterprise-grade services and applications. It aims to guide developers on a safe path, very important, with proven best practices. Because today one technology will come, tomorrow another technology will come. But we should, whatever the framework which we are following, CAPM will not get impacted. So that is the reason we are using the CAPM. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? Now understood why CAPM is required. Anyone have any questions? Why CAP?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
I have one more small doubt. Actually, are you saying no in previously React.js we are using for Cap web app creation for purpose we are using Cap. Okay.
It's not for a web app. You can create APIs using
Ah.
CAP.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
In Cap only like front end back end like both we need to use. In
See,
React and
CAPM
Angular
is
we are using only front end no. But
mhm.
here Camp we can use both or only front end or back end.
Okay. Let us assume that like any technology,
Hmm.
your data will be in a server.
Yes.
right? So whether if you are developing Angular, it is only front-end application. You have to write the code in the backend to get the data to the Angular JS, right?
Yes. Yes.
Correct. So CAP is a framework. Okay, it is by
Mm.
proven best practices. It is coming with a framework where we will be developing in the backend and the front end.
Okay.
It's just a framework. It is not. It
Mm.
is not stick to one. It is a framework. That's all. Using this framework, you bring any language. It is going to support.
Okay.
That we will discuss. But let us understood why CAP is required. That is clear.
That is clear.
Okay, we'll go. We'll come to now. I understood your question. You will understand slowly in next few slides.
Mm. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys? No. Okay. Now, what is BTP? Yes, we discussed about why. Now, what is BTP? Anyone tell me what is BTP? Anyone? What is BTP? Have you anyone worked on BTP until now? Okay.
Mm.
Let us get it. SAP BTP offers variety of runtime like Java, Node.js, HANA, ABAP, etc. Python, anything. So SAP BTP platform supports necessary runtime. For example, if you want to write the code related to the C in Notepad, we cannot run. We require a C compiler. If you want to run on Java program, we have to install Java runtime, so-called JRE. And similarly, if you want to run ABAP program and you require ABAP layer, which can understand your code, compile your code, check for syntax errors. So it executes your code. So that runtime environment is part of BTP. So this is we call it as service as platform as service. Means SAP BTP is supporting necessary runtime environments. Okay, where you can bring any language, it is going to support. That is the reason we call it as platform as a service. Now, SAP, is it this point is clear? Any questions to this point? So now SAP
Sir,
BTP, yeah, please tell
BTP,
me.
could you please repeat again? A little bit confused.
Okay, so there are two things are there in BTP. One thing is it is providing a platform where you can run your any technology. You can bring ABAP, you can bring Java, you can bring Node.js, you can bring Python, you bring any language. It is going to execute your code, compile your code, and you check for syntaxes and everything it can do it. It is a platform. Is it clear? So SAP BTP is a understood what I'm talking. See, let us assume that you have a C code in the notepad. You cannot run it, right? You require a C compiler. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
That yes. So then let us assume you have ABAP. You require ABAP runtime to execute. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So that environment is provided by the BTP.
Okay.
Okay. It is
Mm.
providing an environment for you to develop the applications and deploy your applications. Okay, and also that SAP BTP is providing a lot of services where you can use the services and you can build innovative applications like Gen AI, blockchain, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, analytics, etc. SAP BTP is one of the best development platform available. It has proved many out-of-the-box integration options and built-in software development kits (SDKs) to integrate with SAP S/4HANA, SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Ariba, and other SAP non-SAP systems. See, not only that, SAP BTP is one of the best platform in the market where you can build out-of-the-box integrations, and it has SDKs. This is the best platform for building applications that connect to the systems. Okay, let us assume that you have an application, web application, you want to convert as a mobile app. Then there is a service in BTP called mobile service. Using the service, you can easily convert into the mobile app. Okay, now you want to integrate from one system to another system. There is a service called in BTP called integration suite. Using that service, you can integrate from one system to the another system.
Like BTP, like engine, it is converted to understand for this language, like that.
It is not a conversion. It has a
Uh,
database also. It provides us databases.
okay.
Okay. It provides us integrations. It provides the different services. It is
Mm.
not a, say, it is an ocean. Now
Okay.
let us assume that like you want to store the documents. There is a service called document management, DMS service, where you can store, using that service, you can store your documents. It is repository, document repository. Suppose you want to build a workflow application, there is a workflow service. Okay, so it has lot of services which are available in the BTP. Using those services, you can build Gen AI application. It has Gen AI services. Where you can use the services, you can build Gen AI applications. Now everyone are talking about Gen AI. Okay, blockchain, machine learning, artificial intelligence, a lot of things are there. And also, it is an open source where you can develop applications, Java, Node.js, Python, or Grow. Even offers you bring any language, it is going to support. Okay, that is called. Any questions? Now understood what is BTP? Any questions? No question. So now, what it motivates for us used to, so okay, we understood that. Like we have a BTP. We discussed about the why Capm. Now what it motivates for us to use cloud application programming model. That is what which we are going to discuss now. Okay, as a cloud becomes increasingly relevant for our customers, as now everyone are talking about cloud, everyone are talking that we want to move to the cloud. That is what is there. We receive more and more questions asking about the best way to develop cloud applications. Best practices and guidelines are very important because it is in cloud, and we want to ensure enterprise quality innovations. Therefore, we decided to create a framework that could only guide developers but also take away some of the more technical and foundational tasks to help them focus on the business logic. Means, yes, SAP, we want everyone wants to move to the cloud. So SAP has come up with a framework. Okay. So using that framework, we can develop this will help us the developers to develop the applications very easily, very fast, and focusing only on the business logic, and also focus by proven best practices by the CAP framework. So what will happen? This will help us to save our time for the developers. Okay, so and also with keeping in this mind, SAP Cloud Application Programming module has been and continues to grow and improve. Yes, absolutely. If you follow the framework, it is helping us to developers to reduce the time to develop the applications, and it has proven best practices. And also developer can just focus only on the business logic instead of focusing on the other functional non-functional things like connecting the database, logging mechanism, everything. Okay, so if the developer focus only on the business logic, this will save our time, this will save money also. So by following the framework or the best practices of the Capm, it will save for the developers a lot of effort. So this it motivates for the developers to use the Capm framework, and also it is giving the stable environment for the business development. Is it clear, guys? Understood? Any questions?
So I do have one question. So
Yeah.
ABAP is there, right? So why still
Mhm.
we need Capm?
Yeah, yeah. I'll come. Yeah. Just give me some more slides. You'll come to know. What is SAP Cloud Application Programming and what values it brings us? Okay. So application developers across the world are increasingly seeking faster development time frameworks. Yes, every client wants to do the development very fast. This is with the object of getting their application to users much more quickly than was previously possible. Yes, now clients are expecting the faster development. They want their application very fast, which were getting before. Now they want very fast. Traditionally, this emphasis on rapid time to market would mean compromising on the quality of the application. No. See, clients are expecting the development fast, but they are not compromising on the quality of the applications. And also they have a very compressed deadlines. So that so much developers could do ensure a relatively error-free code base. Now, yes, client is expecting to bring it fast applications, and also they're expecting the quality should be better than what was previously is there. So obviously this, then for the developers it should be error-free code. Correct. So to solve this problem, okay, SAP introduced the cloud application. Just mute yourself, please. I think some background noise is coming. Okay, to solve this problem, SAP introduced SAP Cloud Application Programming Model. The Cloud Application Programming Model is popularly called is a framework of languages, libraries, and tools for building enterprise-grade services and applications. So using this framework, using these libraries and tools, you can develop the enterprise-grade services and applications. However, instead of having developers worry about various technologies and relative compatibility in era of fast-paced technology changes. See, instead of we have to learn too many technologies, too many things in the fast-paced technology, the CAP allows developers to be the domain centric and work at a higher level of abstraction than they would with traditional technology platforms and framework. So now CAP is bringing the framework for us. So by using this framework, the developer to be domain centric and also will be working on the high level of abstractions. Okay, therefore, focusing on the business aspects of the applications and the anticipated accomplishment for the end users allows developers to build applications that are more likely to be used by users. So, what is it means? By using the framework of the Capm, this will help the developers to work on the technology in such a way that instead of learning too many things, okay, so then we can ease the developers by using the framework and develop the applications with a domain centric. That is what we just did. It is a framework for from SAP that lets you deliver business values faster by allowing developers to focus on the business logic. Yes, the developer just focus only on the business logic. This will save time instead of connecting to the database, logging mechanisms, authentication, the security things, infrastructure, everything. Nothing need to be worried. Developer just focus on the development only, business logic only. So CAP saves your money by reducing the effort required to program the application and recurring tasks and making it easier to connect to the SAP and potentially third-party services. Yes, this will help us to develop fast, and also we can connect third-party applications very easily. It protects your investment by making the underlying technology interchangeable, allowing you to keep pace with cloud technologies. Is it clear? Any questions? No questions. Next. Now, SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is a combination of the tools, libraries, and that will help you to build enterprise-grade services and applications. As you can see in this graphic, we support with both open source and SAP tools and technologies. Is it clear, guys? Any questions here? Okay. Now this is the CAP. So using the Capm, you can develop your programming with the framework. You can develop Node.js or Java. Okay, you can develop in Node.js and Java. In front end, you can use SAP Fiori or any AngularJS, React, and anything. SAP UI framework, you can use it. You can connect to SAP HANA database or any database, PostgreSQL database, anything you can connect. Using CAP, you will develop APIs. Using CAP, using domain model, you will use CDS. And you can develop the CAP in Visual Studio Code or in the Business Application Studio. So it's open source. Okay, now this is the point. When it comes to the design principles, there is open and opinionated concept. It is open because it gives a choice. You can choose which technology you want to use. You can select your architecture pattern. You can pick and choose the parts of the programming that suits your development needs. So now the core where you will develop is either using Node or Java. Okay, using either these two technologies, you will develop your core part, and also your domain model you will be doing CDS views. Now, here is the thing: you can connect to any database, whereas ABAP can connect to only SAP HANA database. Whereas using Capm, you can connect to any database, non-SAP database, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, SAP HANA database, any database, SQL database, any DB you can connect. Whereas ABAP is only where you can develop is SAP HANA database. That's all. You cannot connect to any database. Okay. Now tools. What are the you can develop the application, business application studio, Eclipse, Visual Studio Code. What else? Anywhere you can develop. And the front end, it's your choice. You take it SAP Fiori, you take it AngularJS, you take it React, you take it Vue, whatever technology you want, you can develop front end. Whereas environment, yes, you can deploy your application in cloud foundry environment, Kubernetes, XSA, local. Yes, it's open source. It is nothing you need to stick to this technology. It's not like that. You can pick your database. You can pick wherever you want. You can develop. You can pick your UI. You can deploy anywhere. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? Now understood what is the difference of our ABAP and this CAP? Clear? Next. Zero lock-in. Yes, I'm not locking anything that you should use this technology because if you look at in the on-premises system, the only technology is that ABAP. We are locked. Here, zero lock-in. You can choose any technology of your choice. There is no lock-in. No mandatory path with this programming model. You can build your own UI. You can use SAP Fiori elements, or you can use any other alternative technologies as well. So keeping pace with the rapidly changing world of cloud technologies and platforms is a major challenge. Yes, well, when having hardware, too many things to today's time. Yes, too many things are coming today. Technologies every day it is coming new. Every hour something new is coming, and which might soon become absolute also. So now CAP avoids such lock-ins through higher level concepts and APIs to the cable. Even though anything lock happen, even though new technologies come, it is not going to impact our development because of the framework of the CAP. Okay, so platform specific deployment approaches and techniques are there. Platform specific identity providers and authentication strategies are there. On offboarding of tenants are there. We can use synchronous protocols like REST, OData, and GraphQL. Asynchronous channels and brokers like SAP Event Mesh, MQ, or Kafka is there. Different database technologies like SQL, non-SQL, whatever database you can connect. So this abstractions allows us to quickly adopt to new emerging technologies or platforms without affecting the application code that's safeguarding your investment. You see, today you have written the code. Now you are written the code, you are saving the data into the SAP HANA database. Now client says, hey, SAP HANA database is too much expensive. Please move to the PostgreSQL database. Without a single line of the code change, you can move to the PostgreSQL database because of the CAP framework. Is it clear? Understood now what is the advantage of using CAP? Any questions here? No questions. Next. How the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model simplifies our development. So to see how the SAP Cloud Application Programming simplifies development, first let's understand the common pain points. Of course, we need to understand pain points, then only we will come to know, right? So when developing the enterprise applications for the cloud, let us assume that we are building an e-commerce application to be hosted in SAP BTP platform. Apart from focusing on the business requirements for the application, you need to put effort in addressing many non-functional requirements. For example, the application should explicitly declare and isolate dependencies. Let's say you built the application with SQL database and you do deploy the application in SAP BTP with HANA database. So that time there should be no code change. The database configurations and declarations are isolated from the main code of the application. Means the main code of application which you are developing are isolated from the database configurations and declarations. That is the reason, even though you change the database, there is no impact, there is no change in the code. Okay. Building, testing, deployment, and running the applications should operate seamlessly with minimal manual effort required for this activity. It's very minimal effort. Okay. And this application Capm will work based on the microservice architecture. That is, each is a microservice architecture, so that they're independent, so that you can easily plug out. So the application should support RESTful architecture and provide services in the OData format. Clear? Any questions? So the two flavors of SAP Cloud Application Programming Model are there. The SAP Cloud Application Programming Model Framework is available in two flavors. One is Node and Java. Both flavors sync in terms of features and characteristics. However, the internal technical implementation is different. The implementation of the business application is similar for both Node and Java flavors. The major difference is writing the custom. Both are same. Just the difference is writing the custom logic. Node.js you will write in JavaScript, while for Java you will be writing using Java classes. In our training, we are completely focused on Node.js, not Java. Clear? Any questions? No questions. Now, what are the golden paths are there if we use Capm? Okay, so whenever we define our data model using the Cap framework, deployment to the database will be automatic to our database. There's nothing you need to write the code to deploy it. When you define your services, translating the data service will happen automatically. Field primary keys will happen automatically. Everything will happen very automatically if you follow the Cap framework. Add custom logic. You can write the custom logic is either in Java or Node.js. And if you want to use Fiori templates, then you can just use the annotations. You can develop the templates, Fiori apps. Okay, next. This is overall, this is what which I'm talking about. Fine. So key qualities and benefits, no abstraction, minimal overhead. While we provide easy to use interface to things like databases, we do not introduce abstractions. Means you always have access to the all native applications. For example, to realize the power of S4HANA. So freedom of the choice, which we spoke, anything, this all the things, key qualities and everything is repeating. It's just we spoke. Yes, say this will help us safeguarding invest, right? I'm saying today you are using one technology and tomorrow a new technology will come. We can just plug out and plug into the new technology without impacting anything in our code, without any changing a single line of code. Whether database you can change or UI also you can change. And we can quickly plug out and plug in. So this will safeguard our investments. Correct? How it is happening? Cap avoids such lock-ins through higher level concepts and APIs. That's this safeguarding our investment. We're not worried that okay, this much thousands of crores we have spent on this one application using this Cap framework. Tomorrow new technology come, I can just plug out and plug in. That's all. No change in the code. Okay, this is how the Cap framework works. Any questions until now before moving to Node.js? No. Okay. Now coming back to the, as I said that we are going to use Cap framework using Node or Java, but I'm not going to teach Java. We are completely focused on Node. Now, what is Node? Now, if you look at with 75% to 80% of applications which are in the market is happening using the JavaScript with the help of Node. Okay, Node.js is heavily used JavaScript framework for server-side web application development, whereas JavaScript is a front-side development for the validations and everything, whereas the Node.js is the server-side programming language. It helps compiling JavaScript directly into the native machine code. In other words, Node.js allows to build complex and powerful applications without having to write any complex codes. What is Node.js? Yes, we will understand client, server, architecture and multi-thread model followed in times of architecture. Yes, Node.js is completely the server-side programming where it is follows the single-thread architecture, whereas limitations of multi-thread architecture and how Node solves those limitations using single-thread architecture. We'll look at limitation of multi-thread and how Node.js solves those limitations using the single-thread architecture. We'll go discuss. Okay, now you see here, you're booking a cab. Let us assume you're booking a cab. Okay, Uber. Now what he will do, user open the application and he will try to, whether you open application, desktop, tablet, okay, and he will try to raise a request. And request will go to the server and server will go to the database and will get the response and to the server and server will give response to our applications, to the user finally. So this is what is happening. Simple. With the help of the Uber example, they're generating the cab request and those requests sent to the Uber server. This is Uber server, and Uber checks in the database that are active and available in that region and allocates passes cab to the customer. And then server send back to the card details or the driver details to the customer in the form of responses. We are taking one example of the Uber cab. Now, what is the problem is if you use multi-thread programming model, I have a memory. Okay, in that memory I have threads. Now I have purchased 1 lakh threads or 1 crore threads, you think. Okay, so now I lost almost 1 crore customers are sending the cab request at the same time. Let us assume. So now request A, user 1 will send it and thread A, and it goes to the database and get the response back to the server and to the client. Then user B and thread B, thread C will get created for every user. Now 1 crore plus one more person put a cab request. Now all threads are busy because my limitation is only 1 crore codes. I cannot have more than that because all are in the processing. Now this is the limitation of the multi-thread model. Understood? Now how Node has solved this problem? See, multi-thread model problem is that until my all, let us say the 1000 threads are there, that is a limitation which I have purchased, then 1001 came, I cannot do anything because all threads are processing. Now how we can, this will block, this will help the, this will not work. So now the single thread model will come into the picture. So how it will run? It will run in the loop. Okay, Node.js is an event driven, okay, and handling all requests asynchronously from the single thread. Almost no function, okay, in Node.js directly performs IO input output process, so the process never block. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? Any questions, guys? So this will help that now Uber is completely is based on the node only.
Like how events will handling, like is it like first in first out like process?
Yes, even it will run in the loop.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Still, it will be in the awaiting state, right? Till the
No,
thread is completed.
that is how it works. I'll tell you how it works. It's not been waiting state. There are certain mechanisms are there where we can, there will be blocking will be very less when compared to the normal multi-thread model using this framework of the node. It's not like that it will work everything, but using this event loop, okay, it will be really, it will helpful. Using this single thread model. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? Clear, you guys are understanding?
So my understanding is that so you have multiple requests will come, but backend one request will execute at one time, right? Suppose five
No.
requests came parallelly, then five requests will be on the queue. One by one, it will execute and it will get response.
Yes, yes. See what will happen. It has one thread, okay, and it will execute the JavaScript and runs in the event loop. You see, event loop,
Mm-hmm.
and handles the callback functionalities. There is a concept called callback. Okay, so this will not see. The idea is not to wait. Okay, Node.js, okay, will call or other request also parallelly. Node server waits for slow operations. Never waits for slow operations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Next, what is Node? Node is an open source runtime environment for server-side programming and network application, and it is a single thread model. And Node uses the JavaScript, Google JavaScript V8 engine to execute code. And also it is a cross-platform environment and can run on OS X, Microsoft Windows, Linux, and everything. And also it is proven, provides a event-driven architecture and non-blocking input-output model. Okay. Next, let's go for a demo. We'll develop one small cloud applications in the BTP. Okay. And let's see, understand the framework of the Capm, how easily we can develop the
Copy,
application. Yeah, please tell me.
copy.
Yeah.
Hey, what is the see? This is a what is the major is different from the wrap and the cap?
I said, right, RAP is only ABAP. You
Oh,
can use only ABAP technology and you can connect to only S4HANA database.
okay, okay, fine.
Okay. CAP is you can connect to any DB, you can bring any UI.
Okay. So the coding initially normally we can go for the C38, we can write the coding or C80, we can do that. So
Mhm.
nowadays is that is has been gone for the both the thing, no?
Yeah, now everything will write in Eclipse for RAP.
Okay. So
ABAP, we can write in Eclipse. See, now I think we're talking about writing the code,
okay,
right?
fine, go ahead.
That is different topic.
Hmm.
Okay, let's. You understood the difference between RAP and CAP, right? It has
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of differences are there. Apart from main differences, RAP is only S4 HANA, whereas CAP you can do connect to any DB.
Hmm.
Okay, so now let us assume. Yeah, is it clear?
It's clear. So mostly where because in normally in S4 normally for SAP project they're using the wrap only, no, not in cap.
Means you are
For
talking
example,
on premises.
so for example, if you are working in SAP implementation project, so normally they
Mhm.
use only for that wrap only, not for cap. Am I correct?
Correct, because you are an on-premises system.
Okay,
Yeah. Any more
fine.
questions?
Uh, Yeah, can you give some more clarity, like for an ABAPer who is working on on-premise and who is working on a cloud project, how he can choose the path, like whether he goes to Capm or he goes to RAP kind of thing?
No, come
How
again.
this will
Repeat your
help?
question. Okay, repeat your question.
Yeah, if an for a ABAP guy who is working on on-premise and
Hmm.
the another ABAP guy who is working on a cloud project, so how
Hmm.
RAP and CAP will helpful?
No, you are
Which path
bringing
he
rap.
needs to
You are bringing rap. This is not rap training. This is cap training. You are bringing complete rap topic here.
I
Okay.
just want to clear out like which path needs
Yeah,
to be
understood. But
selected.
that is the question is nothing related to the cap training.
So yes, I have the same question that when customer will choose Capm, so if they have already S4 is there, so why they
I
will choose?
told at the starting, right? Clean core approach. We discussed about the clean core approach, no?
Hmm.
Correct. When you want to move to the cloud and you have a different options, it is your call whether you want to use ABAP on cloud or whether you want to follow the cap. When you go to the cap, you have different various options which I spoke. Now your call or your client call to choose which one. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Understood? Yeah, okay. So now let us start developing one small CAP project, how easy it is. See, I clicked on 3 lines, terminal, new terminal. Okay, then I'm giving CDS init to create a CAP project. Okay, so I'm CDS init, I'm just giving cap underscore demo, and this will create me a CAP project, you see. Once it creates a CAP project, it creates 3 folders. Okay, the folders are app, DB, and SRB. Okay, DB is related to the database stuff, we'll put under the DB. SRB is related to the service, OData services, we'll put the Node.js code, everything will put under here. App is nothing but UI, all the UI section will put under the app. Clear? Any questions? No questions. So we'll open this project. Yeah.
Repeat SRV. What is the purpose of
SRB is service. All the Node.js code and JavaScript code, the business logic will put under SRB folder.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now we'll open this project individually. File, open folder, projects. This one, click OK. Okay. So now here, I'm going to see, let's not get into the too much detail. Let's understand the high level picture of this program. CAP framework. Okay. So now I'm creating a domain model in the DB, database related, new file, data. Right click, new file, data-model.cds. This we are creating a domain model. Okay. So this is a training. I'm just going to copy paste it, but generally in my training, I will just write the code. Clear? 1 second. Just pasting the code. Give me 1 second.
I think you answered your screen, right?
Yeah. I'm just sharing back again. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. So now what? I'm creating an entity, sales order. Okay. Then inside this entity, I have given the field names. And I have given the namespace to it, cap underscore demo 81. Okay, let us assume this is the table name, sales order. Inside this table, you have all the fields. Take it in this way, understand in this way. Now, as I said, all related to the Node.js or the JavaScript server-side programming, everything we'll do in SRV folder. Okay, now I'm going to create a new file in SRV folder. Okay, and then I'm going to give a name. Okay, right click on SRV folder, new file, cat-service.cds. Okay, and now I'm going to paste the code because right now I'm just pasting the code. Okay, if not in training, I'll be writing. Okay, now here. Okay, so now I'm using this as DB. Okay, where I'm getting, you see, here I'm cat-service. To the parent is SRV, and in the parent is this one. So that is the reason I have given the 2 dots. Okay, 2 dots slash, it came here again slash, I'm going to the DB, then I'm going to the data-model.cds. Okay, then I have given the namespace as DB. Okay, so now here service, I'm giving a service name, and I'm giving a path / catalog service, and entity sales order as projection on DB. You see DB on sales order. DB is a namespace. Is it clear? Okay, so this namespace is what this one. Here you have given this namespace. Now this name, I'm getting it from where? From this one. Okay, then now entity, I'm exposing service, OData services. You see, service, catalog service. That's all. I'm just exposing it. So now what I'm going to do right here, there's no code at all. So now I'm going to do CDS build. First, before that, we have to install npm node modules. You have to install npm install.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Bobby, I just want to know, like, is there any specific character limits? Like in, just as an example, like whenever we are deploying UI for Fiori application in ABAP, like there is a limit, right? BSP application, it will consider 15 characters. So before we are creating any Capm project, so we need to
No,
give
not,
proper naming convention.
yeah, absolutely. We
Or
need to give. We'll discuss on that. It's naming conventions absolutely required, but it depends upon the every company. What
okay,
naming convention
and
they need.
okay, is
Mhm.
there any limit like project name,
No,
name
no.
character like 15?
There is nothing limit like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now coming back to the cap underscore demo. So now what I have installed the node modules. Once I install the node modules, you see node modules has been installed. Of course, because I said everything is node, because we are developing our application in the node. So I've installed the node modules. Then see, I have not done, I have just done CDS watch. Okay. So now I'm executing the application. Have you written in a single line code? Nothing. Okay, so now if you look at this metadata, so it has created metadata for me. OData metadata. You see, entity, sales order, primary key, and its fields. Nothing. By using the Cap framework. Now it is also integrated to a Fiori template. Okay, so we are able to, we can develop a Fiori template also using list report. And now if I click on settings, and now you see, click OK, got it. Anything we have done? Nothing.
When you will create a schema, then automatically the whatever basic OData as well as initial view automatically will be generated.
What do you mean by schema?
That data model, right? Whatever data model we created, right,
Mm-hmm.
for the source order,
Mm-hmm.
a single Node.js, we are able to generate the OData service as well as SAP.
Yes,
And
yes, yes,
minimal UI, whatever is
yes,
needed to get
yes.
that OData is exposed, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Got it.
Okay. So now, see, there is no code at all. See, that is the reason we can do fast development by using this Cap framework. Not only
And
that,
one more thing,
please tell me.
here we no need to use HTML CSS like that in Cap.
No, the app will come into picture. See, it is here there is this is a HTML only, no?
But we didn't write any single line HTML code, no. But how
That's
it
what
is been?
how it came, because it has integrated. It is
Okay.
not deployed application. It is just integrated for the developer to test it. That's all. Got it? They have integrated. That's all. Okay. It is not application. Still, the application UI application is not completed. Only it completed an OData API. That's all until now. But to test it, they have given this template to test it.
Minimum template.
Minimum template where you can test it.
Okay.
If you the UI will come under app section.
Okay.
It's a one kind of preview, right?
Yeah, it is one kind of preview just for testing purpose for the developer. Unit testing, I would say.
Okay.
I
Okay,
have one more
but
doubt.
OData has come, API has come, but still it is not deployed application. It is a standalone application. Yeah, tell me.
So here in Cap, in backend and DB and application, both everything is only one framework. You are saying.
Come again. Come. Sorry, your question. What is your question?
My question is, for example, we are installing Angular React means we can see only front end view only, no.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
here we can see anything, like DB and uh, Node means we are giving to integration only, no.
Okay.
So everything you can see in one application. That is
Yes.
right.
That is also that you can do different also.
Okay.
I'll show you what is different. What you can do now, you created a OData, right? Correct. Now you can
Hmm.
deploy this application.
I didn't see your screen.
I'm just so you can deploy this application in BTP.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, you can deploy this application BTP that will create a API, and you can consume that API in the your AngularJS application as an API.
Mm, okay.
Understood?
Hmm.
Okay. Now see, I have an application with minimum common fields. Now you see here, I'm going to create one folder called under the DB. I'm going to create one folder called data. Okay. Now under the data, so this is the namespace. Okay. What is my namespace? Which I kept this one, cap underscore demo 81. Right. Rename this one. I'm renaming it. Okay. And hyphen sales order is my entity. Sales orders is my entity. Okay. Now I'm opening this one and it has some data. So we should make sure that this fields should be same. The sales order. Okay. Customer name. Yeah, it is same. Then PO number. It is same. Then customer number. Again, customer number. It is same. Case sensitive. Very careful. We have to do. Order date. Order, see, ORDR, D is caps. Should be very careful. Order date.
Hey, here
S1.
no table is also we have to be table, no sales order table. We have to be extract. How we'll do that?
No, table has not come into the picture. We have to deploy it to the database. Then only table will get created. Okay, but now your question is where this data will get stored. It will be storing in the in-memory database, not actual database. You'll come to know. I'll show you that. Okay, just wait. So inquiry number, yeah. Inquiry number, total orders, items should be mixed. Okay, it's fine. Okay, now okay, so nothing need to be saved because everything is fine. Now what I will do, you see, I will just drag this and put it into the data folder. Okay, now you see here, it is listening server. Okay, now I'm clicking on settings and click OK. See, you are getting the data. Have you written any single code? Nothing. Is it clear? Now you see it is connecting to DB SQLite, but memory database in memory, deployed to in memory database, not actual. So now afterwards we have to deploy to the database. Then it will create a tables based on the what you define in the your this. So
The,
sales orders will be a table. It will create in the database, and this all the fields will get created in the database.
the
When you
folder
deploy,
should be the folder should be only on with the data name. Then
correct.
only.
Yes. Yes. Then only it will come. That is a framework of the Capm.
Mhm.
So and also you should be the naming convention. This is your namespace hyphen. This is your entity.
Okay.
Then only it will get auto deployed.
Got it.
Okay. So this will make us very easy to deploy to the database. Understood? questions?
Initial data will be there in memory. Once database will be configured, automatically it will replicate.
When we deploy it, it will get automatically configured. When we deploy,
Okay.
it will be that database.
Got it.
Okay. So now I will discuss about what course. One second.
Can you give an example for say when you any sales order? So just to be pulling the data from the sales order and get a report. So how we do that this one?
No, come again. Sorry.
So for example, if it is in some table, so sales order
Mm.
tables, so want to pull
Mhm.
the data. So how we doing that
Yeah. Using the cap events actions. Okay, there are cap related actions, events, and everything. Using that, we will be able to successfully get the data from the DB.
Okay. So one more thing I want to ask that because if you want to directly go to that camp, so we record for that. Normally for RAP is record because some project we need to go for the RAP. So only directly we can go for the camp is good. What do you suggest?
No, I didn't understand. Come again.
Like, for example, see, I'm some associate so some people want directly want to learn. They're not from
Mhm.
that SOE background. They directly go to the learn from that camp. So
Mhm.
they don't know any RAP programming and also what is that? Just directly go to the CAP. So what do you suggest that we can directly go to there or we need to from the scratch from that normal ABAP and then we can go for this programming. Then we can directly come to the CAP.
See, both are different.
Hmm.
There's nothing you need to learn ABAP, then only you need to come cap. No, both are
Okay, okay,
different
okay.
technologies. There is nothing related to the RAP and cap. No relationship.
Hmm. Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So now once I'll start with the training with BTP introduction. Okay. Then I will be going what is global accounts, sub accounts, tenants, what is service marketplace, instances, subscriptions, HTML applications, what are the connectivities. Okay. Maybe I'll go in sequence. Let us assume that what sequence I'll explain. First, I'll start with HTML5 introduction because finally this output application we need to understand what is HTML, right? Then afterwards I will go to JavaScript. Data types, variables, operations, strings, functions, parameters, loops, okay, for loop, in loops, events, validations, regular expressions, arrow functions, promises, arrow from different way, different in-depth code will go in JavaScript. We'll learn callbacks, okay, promises, asynchronous functions, await functions in JavaScript. Then I will go to the Node.js in depth. Once JavaScript over, then Node.js. Then we will learn in-depth the Node.js, asynchronous Node.js, call stack, HTML handling errors, callback functions, callback abstraction, single thread model, everything we will discuss about Node.js. Then afterwards, we'll come to the BTP. Then we'll discuss about introduction to BTP, what is multi-tenancy, what is securities in BTP. Then we will start developing CAP applications. Now where design principles, Capm, golden paths, modelings, best practices, common aspects, okay, connecting to SQL, HANA databases, domain models, RESTful APIs. Then we'll go developing Fiori elements, UI annotations, CRUD operations, implementing access UI, developing list report object with UI annotations with CRUD operations. Okay, security and SAP Cloud application programming models, event handlings, how to query, implement before, after, on event handlers, how to register event handlers, and we'll do side-by-side extension by consuming a OData service from on-premises system and consuming in CAP application and developing in the Fiori app. Okay, how to implement actions, how to implement functions, and how we will develop an API in CAP and how we'll call that API into Postman. How we can call that's an API, right? We will call that. Okay, then we will move to we'll deploy application, the cloud application in the BTP, and we are going to use SAP build workzone by creating catalog styles, groups, spaces, and pages. And then we will be creating different sub accounts and we will move our application from one sub account to another sub like dev quality production sub accounts by using the SAP Cloud Transport Management Service, and we will integrate our business application studio application CAP application to the GitHub, and from the GitHub we will push to the code to the SAP BTP using continuous integration delivery. Okay, so these all the things which we will be covering in the training. And now I'm starting the training on from February 11th onwards. Clear? Any questions?
So
And
once
will you cover, sorry,
Yeah, please tell me.
actually, will you cover integration scenarios? Like suppose if you want to integrate like third-party systems, like
Yeah, that's what on-premises system we will call our on-premises system. We are going to call, and we are also calling external API also. Both we are going
okay,
to do. Yeah.
like for example, Kafka or Coupa, like that, right? I mean,
See, it's not like that. I cannot bring everything in this training. I will take
just
one
like an
third-party
example
API.
telling actually, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can take one third-party API and consume in CAP application. I will take a OData on-premises API, OData services. I'll consume in CAP application. And we will develop a CAP application. We'll expose an API, and that API will test in Postman.
What is the duration?
40 hours.
And
40
one
hours.
more thing.
Sorry.
So 40 hours means around 30 classes, right?
Daily it will be more than 1.5 hours.
Okay. And once we complete this training, so we need to have the job role will be set, or we can directly get into any project work.
You can directly get into the. I will be providing interview question and answers, study
Hmm,
materials. Whatever I am developing in this training is a real-time project which I have worked.
hmm.
Okay, I will provide a template CV also. I'll provide.
Okay. Because we are already, because I don't know about others, so I'm coming from integration background, so
Okay,
I
okay,
wanted to get into Capm.
okay, okay.
So
Understood.
mm,
Understood.
when we directly get into Capm, right? We don't need
Yes, yes.
any.
Not required.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm starting with HTML, JavaScript, which is a base for Capm. That is the reason we are going in-depth JavaScript, and then we are going in-depth Node.js. Then I'm starting Capm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Bobby, see, I just saw that mostly it will be for talking about that Java thing, but it is not in focus on SAP.
I didn't understand what you mean by
So
SAP.
you say that
SAP, it is SAP. It
Node.js
is
and
SAP product,
JavaScript,
right?
but
It is SAP
but
product only.
ABAP is not been coming into the picture.
Sorry, come again.
No, it's I saw that most of the thing is JavaScript and JNodes is there. So it is
Mhm.
there is no any
ABAP.
ABAP
No
programming.
ABAP. App framework, there is no ABAP.
Okay. Mm. How will be, because even the SAP project, how will be working on that as for HANA, and how will be with the cap and all, because normally they use only for the wrap only, no?
See, that's what I'm planning to say. We discussed about clean core approach. Okay. If you are in on-premises system, okay,
Mm-hmm.
the only technology you can develop ABAP. There is no cap is coming to the picture in on-premises.
Okay.
Okay, but now what you want, you develop a one cloud application programming model. Now what you can do, you can develop a OData service your on-premises system using ABAP or RAP, and you can consume that OData into the cap. That we are going to discuss in our training. Sorry, that is a part of the training.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
So
how
one.
is the market? See nowadays, see now I just saw that if you have a RAP is more than the demand in that from the SAP background teams, because CAP is for the open thing, so anyone can work that, because which you said that we can be full and uh, other technology also we can, you say that, so non SAP things and other things also will be pulling that. So how it will be mostly they're using that to this one. So if you are, because what I don't know about others, so most of the thing from SAP background. So if you want to do comparing this thing, how it will be more efficiently to work on this thing.
Okay. So see, if you go to the, let us assume that we have here clean core approach we discussed.
Mm.
Now you want to move to the cloud. Now again, if you go to the cloud, okay, then you have RAP and ABAP on cloud and CAP. Now if you
Mm.
go to the ABAP on cloud, you have to purchase HANA database, which is too expensive, and you
Okay.
need again to stick with ABAP only. But if you go to the CAP, you have multiple options. You can connect to the MongoDB or PostgreSQL database, which is very less cost, and you can build applications very easily with less price.
Okay. Mm.
Look, this one, there is plenty of options. Now you want to build a new application. You will not put it in the S4 system on premises. You want to develop in the cloud. You can directly come into this one. And CAP, you can build innovative applications also. Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, I have one more doubt is there, Bobby.
Mhm.
Actually, for example, right now I'm working on a React and Angular front end framework. Okay.
Okay.
In front end, what happened now? Just we are creating an application purpose we are using for React and Angular.
Mhm.
Okay. For
Okay.
what purpose? In here, in this is completely cloud, no?
Mm.
So in Cap, it is used for any designing purpose, or else in DB data we need to give any logics like that. We are using this Cap.
See, AngularJS is what front-end technology, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
It doesn't have any data,
Hmm.
correct? It is just
Hmm.
getting the data from source. What is the source
Hmm.
it is getting the data? What is the source? You said you are writing, you are developing AngularJS application. Now you tell me what is the source you are getting the data.
Just that's why I'm saying in Angular, just we are using for purpose of in application create purpose we are using, no. So the data also is coming from backend.
Correct. How
Okay.
you are getting that backend? How you are getting into the AngularJS?
Using a Node.js, Python like that, we are using different frameworks. Sorry,
See, no,
different.
no, no. No. I would say that Node.js will convert into the API, and that API you are consuming in your AngularJS.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Correct. It's exactly the same. This is also just a framework.
Mm. So here also creating any app applications, or else we need to doing for job in
CAP
like
is a framework. CAP is a framework. It tells us to using this framework, you follow the guidelines of the framework where we can develop the applications using server applications or web applications.
okay.
It is a framework is giving us to develop the
It is
applications.
mainly where we are working. That is my question.
We are working in BAS,
Okay.
Business Application Studio. We are going to work and we are going to develop front end, back end. We are going to do in Business Application Studio only.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more
So
questions?
for practice, there is
We'll use
no.
trial version of BTP only. No, not required anything.
Okay, okay, got
Okay.
Hi,
Okay.
Bobby.
Yeah. Anything more?
Actually, Bobby, here you are giving right now one small demo, no, in Cap.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what we have the data in a DB, it's
Hmm.
when you are running that CD watch means automatically it is showing one template how it is
Okay.
work like that, no.
Hmm.
So same like that we need to work in a Cap.
It is a cap only developer I showed. I showed that is a cap application only, no?
Yes, yes, yes. Same like that only. I need to have get any database data means I need
I
to
have
run that.
not. No, 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 no. It's not like that. We have certain actions, events, and everything to get the data from the database. Okay.
So morally here it's Cap is everything is run in single page single application.
See, CAP is a framework where using that framework, where we are going to follow the guidelines of the framework, where we are going to use it for the development. Okay.
So here
So now
also in
you are
Cap also is
not worry
in,
about the logging mechanisms. You not worry about connecting to the DB. You can just
uh,
focus only on the business logic. That is the framework of the CAP.
in business logic we are using Node.js, no.
Yes, yes,
So we need to working on completely Node.js or Java.
yes.
So we
That is
don't
for
want
the
to.
server side programming. Server side programming, you have to either go for Java or Node.js.
Okay, server side. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all, guys. If
one more.
anyone interested, yeah. Okay. 1 second. Just a second. I'll just
What is
stop
the
this.
opportunity?
Training.
This conference will now be recorded.
Till one point. See, it will be training will be Monday to Friday. Okay.
Okay.
So what are the programs which are covered on that day? I'll be uploading in the drive. You will be having download access. Along with that, what are the PPTs which I explained? That also you will have download option. And every Friday, I'll give you exercise based on the topic which I covered on that week. And once the class is over, I'll be uploading the recording video of that class and it will be there view access for 1 year. And once
Okay.
the training is completed, I'll be uploading study materials. I'll be uploading interview question answers. I'll be uploading the resume template.
Okay.
Whatever the training which I am giving, it's all real time, which I have worked. That only I put in this training.
My question is